Hey, what's up? This is Hunter with Tortoise and Hare, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about how Google Ads, although a extremely powerful channel for MSPs, are still fraught with peril and no guarantee of success. And we'll just kind of talk about, how you should think about making investments in Google Ads and how to kind of get the, best value out of them. So let's hop right in. All right, so today is going to be just a little bit of more of a talking video, just kind of more conversation, and just kind of want you to understand a little bit about running Google ad campaigns for your MSP, and just kind of understanding that, so Google Ads is what it can do is really deliver you the highest quality traffic that you can get. To your website, because it's people that you're bidding on stuff that's highly qualified, people that are basically in market or very near to in market and searching for things that demonstrate very high commercial intent. But that does not necessarily mean that you are going to generate a bunch of leads or close a lot of revenue. Google Ads, I like to say, is a very demand driven channel. So when the market is hot, it is almost always going to be the top performing channel, because people are scrutinizing purchases less and they're trying to move faster on deals, and they are much more likely to see an ad for somebody advertising on the term IT company, click it, call, convert, deal closed within 30 to 60 days, and you're rocking. When the economy is slow, though, SEO actually tends to outperform Google Ads because it's more content driven and it's more educational, and it helps, buyers who are scrutinizing purchases more carefully raise their confidence in your, business and things like that. That doesn't necessarily mean that Google Ads is ineffective. It just means that it's high intent, kind of high quality traffic that's really designed to capture people that are in more of an impulse shopping mode, which is not always the case of the market overall. Google Ads is definitely very seasonal. I think it's extremely powerful, for instance, between the peak buying season for MSPs between August 15th and November 15th. It's the highest, buying season in the MSP space. But it can be really poor in the middle of July, or June 15th to August 15th, when everybody's on summer vacation, because there's just going to be less inventory, less people searching for those more impulse driven type conversions, things like that, type of keywords. And that's going to, raise click prices. So you're going to get fewer clicks for higher costs, less people shopping. People are going to be sluggish. They might just be checking out your website, all that stuff, maybe not even ready to reach out. So, when thinking about running a Google ad campaign, I would definitely consider setting a budget that you can sustain for 12 months at a kind of low to modest spend, rather than trying to use Google Ads as a tool to just oh god, we're low on leads, or business is low, let's dump 5, 10, 20 grand into Google Ads and see if we can fill the pipeline up real quick, because that can be a recipe for a lot of heartache. And I know I've managed well over $1 million in Google Ads spend for MSPs, and I also run a lot of Google Ads for my own business. I can tell you, running Google Ads for my own business, since I do have a smaller company, I do a lot more tactical campaigns in terms of I'll turn it on for a month and a half, and sometimes those absolutely bomb, and I'll waste $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 and get basically nothing out of it. Sometimes I'll do that and spend the same amount of money and get 5, 10 leads, and it's absolutely amazing. So I don't usually recommend doing that for clients. I am typically working with MSPs that are much larger in revenue size, so they have more budget than my own agency, and you want to be really filling up a pipeline. My agency, I've got a lot more investments in SEO and content and things like that, so I source a lot of traffic via organic growth channels, whereas a lot of my customers don't really have a ton of SEO or really like organic traffic coming to their websites. They're, in a lot of cases, very dependent on driving traffic via paid media. So if you're running Google Ads for like 12 months, you're probably going to have 2 to 3 months that will basically make your advertising for the whole year worth it. For instance, I just had a customer last month who was spending $5,000 on their ad campaigns. They got 14 leads last month. I think 9 of them were from Google Ads. So that's, a really good cost per lead in a, really solid campaign. I've also had customers, literally get and higher spend budgets. Like I've, ran campaigns for an MSP in Miami for a year, and they got 25 leads in 1 month, and then they got like 4 leads the next month. And it was like the May-June timeframe. They got like 25 leads. Summer vacation hit, absolutely dead as a rock. If they had launched their campaign, early June or in July, and had their first month where they're spending, $15,000 on Google Ads and they get 4 leads, they're going to be extremely unhappy. Thankfully, we had a long history before that, so they understood that it is a seasonal, thing, and they had just gotten 20 and 25 leads the months before that. So, they understand that it's an up and down thing, and is really meant to capitalize on demand. Google Ads is also something that's just like one piece of the marketing mix. You want to be filling your, traffic base and, pipeline of traffic and things like that with some high intent, high quality, traffic, but you also need that other mix. Like my customers that get the best results with Google Ads clearly have multi-channel marketing mixes where they're getting some contributions from SEO. They're doing Google Ads. They might have a salesperson who's, calling people or emailing people. And Google Ads is an extremely effective portion of an overall marketing mix. When you can sustain a level of spend for 12 months and see the ups and downs, you pretty much are going to get an ROI off of it. A lot of times with my customers that don't work out with Google Ads, they pull the plug after 1 month or something like that. And it's just, they're never going to see the value without doing a full 12-month campaign and having it play a role as part of an overall marketing mix. So, again, I'm a huge believer in Google Ads. I'm spending money on Google Ads for my own agency right now. I have customers that are extracting a lot of value out of Google Ads. It's super effective, but it is very volatile and has a lot of ups and downs, and is, again, just an overall part of the marketing mix. So just kind of wanted to make this video and talk a little bit about that, so you can understand what the role of Google Ads is within your MSP's marketing efforts. So hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. If you did find it valuable, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And be sure to grab a copy of our Keywords That Convert list for MSPs. You can use that list to add those keywords into your ad account. It's a free list of keywords that have a documented conversion history on Google Ads, and you can eliminate your targeting, keyword targeting, as a factor that's a potential factor for the success of your campaigns. So definitely make sure to grab that. Again, I'm Hunter Nelson with Tortoise and Hare Software, and thanks for watching.